Hello, good morning. You're welcome to Grammar Time. My name is Mr. Sam. Today we're going to be discussing about a very important aspect of grammar, which is preposition. Preposition, as you know, is one of the things or one of the parts of speech many people consider as a minor part of speech. However, preposition is an important aspect of English grammar because without preposition we will not understand the relationships between two nouns or things or persons. It is preposition that helps us to see or understand the relationship between two things, whether the relationship between two of us is that I'm beside you, or I left my pen inside or on the desk. So my pen is a noun, the desk is a noun. So the relationship between them is their placement, or in fact, as we move around or move on, we're going to understand more. Let's get it started. What is preposition? Here it says preposition indicates relationship between other words in a sentence. It indicates relationship between words, if I may put it that way, in a sentence. Many prepositions tell you where something is or when something happened. Most prepositions have several definitions, so the meaning changes quite a bit in different contexts. So it depends on the one you are looking for or the one you are using. It could indicate relationship between words in a sentence, and many of them tell you where something is or when something happened, and most of them have several definitions. It depends. Do you understand? And as we move on, you understand, if you just take the word alone, you may miss out, because a word of a preposition could give us different usage. The rules about preposition is much, because we could use two different prepositions identifying something of the same kind. Take for instance, when you talk about timing, some will say the school starts by 6. Then another people will say the school starts at 6. So why do we use at and by? We're going to see it in the course of our discussion. Let's move on. A preposition is also a word or group of words used before a noun, pronoun, or noun phrase to show, number 1, direction, 2, time, 3, place, 4, location, 5, spatial relationships. What is spatial relationships? Spatial relation, or the meaning spatial means when you are talking about a moment in between space, the space of something, the relationship relating to space, relating to your space. Do you understand? The special relationship talks about your space, everything that has to do with your space. So if something is within your space, we're going to look at it. Is it around you? Is it behind you? Is it in front of you? Is it at your back? As we move everything around your space. So the spatial relationship pronoun talks about everything that occupies your space. All right, you say, or to introduce an object. Some examples of prepositions are words like in, at, on, off, and to. And let's move on. Say preposition in English are highly idiomatic, meaning that they can come in a way that their meaning are hidden. You need to decipher it. Although there are some rules for usage, more preposition usage is dictated by fixed expressions. In these cases, it is best to memorize the phrase instead of the individual prepositions. Very important. Very important. Memorizing the phrase like before, memorizing the phrase is very important than you memorizing the individual preposition before, against, art. When you look at it, we know those are the prepositions. But for us to know the rules, the usage, how to use them, look at the phrase instead. It will help. All right, we move on. Types of preposition. Okay, we have number one, prepositions of direction, prepositions of time, prepositions of place, prepositions of location, preposition of special relationship. Okay, let's take it one by one. Prepositions of direction. This preposition refers to direction and other things. To refer to direction, we use the preposition to, in, into, on, and onto. Let's see how we could do that. Maybe as you understand what it means to memorize a phrase instead of the individual pronoun. She drove to the store. Drove to the store. So the direction is to the store. Don't ring the bell. Come right into the house. Come right into the house. Drive onto the grass and park the car there. Drive on the grass and park the car there. Meaning, here, onto the grass. Look at it here. Remember, we are not talking about a position. We are talking about a direction. You get it? Drive onto the grass. That means the way for you to park your car is when you drive onto the grass, you follow that direction. And here, come right into the house. The direction to the house, is you just coming to the house. The house is the direction. Into. You follow the direction. Into here. When we look at it individually, it looks as if it is a place. A place. Talking about a position. Do you understand? But here, it is used as direction. It is used as direction. Say, don't ring the doorbell. Come right into. You would have said, come, in the house. In the house. In the house. Come in the house. So, in the house here gives us the direction, not beside the house, not at the house, but in. The direction to where you are going should be in the house. And let's move on and get more understanding. Preposition of time. To refer to one point in time, use the preposition in, at, and on. You see, the same individual pronouns, but the usage differs. Let's look at it very well. But first off, preposition of time is all about the timing of an action. The timing in which a person, gets to where he's going or what he's doing, and the relationship between the person and the point in time. Now, to refer to one point in time, use the preposition in, at, and on. So use in with parts of the day. Use in with parts of the day, not specific times. Not specific times, like months, years, and seasons. So we use it for the parts of the day. Here we have, he reads in the evening. In the evening. In the evening. So you don't use it for specific time, like take for instance 5 o'clock. You understand? The weather is cold in December. Is part of the month. Is not part of is part of the year. I mean to say, the weather is cold in December. She was born in 1996. We don't know the specific year, or sorry, specific time, month in which, but she was born in 1996. We rake leaves in the fall. We rake leaves in the fall. We move on. So use art with the time of the day. With the time of the day, not part as in. With the time of the day. Also use art with noon, night, and midnight. I go to work at 8 o'clock. I go to work at 8 o'clock. That means the exact time I go to work is 8 o'clock. He eats lunch at noon. He eats lunch at noon. Art talks about specifics. She often goes for a walk at night. She doesn't go to work for a walk by night. At night, at noon, at 8 o'clock. This means that these timings are specific. They are what? Specific. They go to bed at midnight. Use on with days. I work on on Saturdays. He does his laundry on Wednesdays. So we use on for days. For days. Now to refer to extended time. To extended time. Use the prepositions since, for, by, during, from to, from until, with, and within. I have lived in Minneapolis since 2005. That's since 2005. What does that mean? I've lived in Minneapolis. See, I've moved there in 2005, that's 2005, and still lives there. And still live there. He will be in Toronto for 3 weeks. That means he will spend 3 weeks in Toronto. These are talking about extended time. She will finish her work by 6 o'clock. She will finish her homework sometime between now and 6 o'clock. You see the difference between art and by. For art, it is not specified. It is not static. But that's for by. Art is static. It is specified. This is the time this happens. You get it? But by means that within that period of time, between the time and the timing that it is going to happen, like take for instance 6 o'clock p.m. I said, I will give you that book by 6 o'clock. Within that time and 6 o'clock, I will give it to you. And there's another issue with art and by. You know, if I say I came to work by 6 o'clock, it means that I came to work um, either on or before 6 o'clock. But if I say I came to work at 6 o'clock, that means I came to work exactly 6 o'clock. Nothing added, nothing minused. Nothing added, nothing subtract. So at is used for specifics when you are referring to time. By is not for specific. It is just for occurrences within the timing that you have set for it. By says means that you may be there by 5:55, but as says means that you were there exactum at 6 o'clock. Let's move on. He works part-time during the summer. That means for the period of time throughout the summer. I will collect data from January to June, starting in January and ending in June. They're in school from August until May, starting in August and ending in May. She will graduate within 2 years, not longer than 2 years. We move on. We have prepositions of place. Here refers to a place, the preposition of a place, So we use these prepositions in the point itself, at the general vicinity, on the surface, and inside something contained. Interesting. So when we use in, we are talking about the point of place, the exact place. At, very funny. At that was used for specific timing in terms of time, here in terms of place is now used for a general thing, no longer specific. It is actually in that is used for the point itself, at the general vicinity, on the surface, and inside something contained. So they will meet in the lunchroom. You see that? That is where they're going to meet me in my office. Meet me in my office. The place itself, the point of meeting, in. She was waiting at the corner. I don't know the corner exactly. It could be the western corner, the eastern corner, the southern or the northern corner. But here is a general vicinity. Inside that corner could be the lunch room. You understand now? You know, if I say meet me at Polo Mall or Palms Mall, so that is the general vicinity. But now if I take it further, I said I will be waiting for you at let me just still use at in that Palms Mall. There are so many places there, so I will be waiting for you at that eatery area. Now, but if you come in, please go upstairs and meet me inside the or in the what was it called, the cinema hall, in the cinema hall. Now the cinema hall is the point that I am, but in order for me to give these directions of place, I will use other general vicinity to make you understand where I am, because you may not know where the lunchroom is. Let's use this one. You may not know where the lunchroom is, and then I give you timing or the locations based on what you know. So we use in for the point itself, at for the general vicinity. Now, but on the surface, he left his phone on the bed, the surface. the surface. So place the pen inside the drawer. This one is contained, an enclosed place, an enclosed area. Is the lunchroom not an enclosed area? The thing there is this: we're not here to debate whether it's an enclosed area, but here the drawer contains or contained the item that is in dispute or item in discussion. So in my bag, inside my bag, sometimes we confuse inside and in. I kept it inside my bag. It is contained. It is in the class. In the class. Your class is the point itself, but in your bag is an enclosed area. All right, and let's move on. To refer to an object higher than a point, use the prepositions over and above. To refer to an object lower than a point, use the preposition below, beneath, under, and underneath. The bird flew over the house. The point higher than a point, an object higher than a point. So the bird is higher than the house. The house is the point. You get it? The plates were on the shelf above the cups. Basements are dug below ground. There is hardwood beneath the carpet. The squirrel hid the nuts under a pile of leaves. The cart is hiding underneath the box. You see the higher point and the lower point. These are the things. This one is very easy and simple to understand. Okay. To refer to an object close to a point, use the prepositions by, near, next to, between, among, and opposite. The gas station is by the grocery store. The gas station is by the grocery store. The park is near her house. Park your bike next to the garage. There is a deer between the two trees. There is a purple flower among the weeds. The garage is opposite the house. So these are objects close to a point. Prepositions of location. To refer to a location, use the prepositions in, an area or volume. An area or volume, at a point and on a surface. They live in the country, an area. She will find him at the library, a point. There is a lot of dirt on the window, a surface. Preposition of spatial relations. To refer to spatial relations, use the preposition above, across, against, ahead of, along, among, around, behind, below, beneath, beside, between, from, in front of, inside, near, of, out of, through, toward, under, and within. It seems that this preposition cuts across all others as we look at the examples. Here, the post office is across the street from the grocery store. We will stop at many attractions along the way. The kids are hiding behind a tree. His shirt is off. His shirt is off. Walk toward the garage and then turn left. Place a check mark within the box. So now that we've learned all this, I want you to do something for me. By yourself, I want you to write out 3 examples of each of the types of prepositions that we have learned today. Write it in your English notebook and submit tomorrow. Thank you for listening.